Hello and welcome to the Etch Play weekly live show. It's Thursday the 10th of June and I'm your host for this week, Adam Burt, and I'm joined for this first segment by MJ Wiadomska. Hi MJ.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me.
That's okay, thank you very much for being here. Let's take a look at what's coming up on today's show. So we're starting the show today with a talk with MJ all about TikTok. So if you're interested in TikTok, or even if you're not, stick around, you're here now, you might as well watch the rest of the show. Later on, we've got a pre-recorded segment about Euro 2020, which will be predicting using the power of FIFA 21. And then at the end of the show, we're covering all the latest games industry news, including some stuff about E3 and the Summer Games Fest, which is coming up very, very shortly. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hi to Gamalam. Hi to Amandine. Hi, Amandine. Hi, Emma Budd. Hi, Swirling Firefly. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your time. MJ, how are you today? You good?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. It's been good weather, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it got suddenly super dark outside. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's a common thing, but the weather certainly got worse over the past 15 minutes, so...
Yeah, it's definitely, it's bright here. I've just shut the curtains so I can do the show. Should we talk about TikTok?
Yes, of course. Always happy to talk about TikTok.
So for those who maybe don't know, haven't got the familiarity yet with TikTok, maybe they've heard of it but never logged in or never used it, what is TikTok? Can you give us an introduction to the basics of TikTok, what it is and what it represents?
Yeah, I think that TikTok kind of filled the niche that we had since Vine's collapse that for short form video content, because there were a genre of Instagram comedians posting 60-second videos on Instagram, and people would post shorts on YouTube, even though YouTube didn't really kind of prioritize long form content. And then you had people kind of posting videos on Twitter, but there wasn't really one place where all of those kind of content creators could go and post their videos. So what TikTok essentially is a way to share videos that are up to 60 seconds in length. It's a mobile only app, so you have to kind of see it on your smartphone. It's very, very kind of addictive, I would say. It's kind of an infinite scroll of videos, and one of the things that TikTok is really well known for now is that it has a really good algorithm that's quite good at kind of predicting what sort of content you're going to be into and what sort of content you're going to kind of enjoy, to a point where TikTok users have names for different forms of different kind of areas of TikTok that you kind of get put in with other users. It has been previously known as Musical.ly, and it was kind of the app that everyone made fun of because it was just teenagers lip syncing. That's kind of how it started, but it is TikTok now. It's a completely different bag, and it's no longer an app for just teenagers. So if anyone here feels like they shouldn't get a TikTok because it's just teenagers, it's not. I swear, it's not.
I'm on there and I'm over 30, that's...
Perfect,
we are allowed. You mentioned the algorithm, which I think is the most fascinating part of TikTok, and one of the maybe the key differences between TikTok and the other networks that you might know about, like Twitter or Instagram, is the strength of that network and how well it surfaces organic content. When you're approaching TikTok, and I know that you do this with your company, yours truly, for brands, gaming brands in particular, do you recommend organic content or paid advertisements, or is there a mix of both possible on TikTok? What's the kind of strategy you would go for?
Both is good, but organic is honestly fantastic on TikTok. No other social media network gives you the discoverability that TikTok does. Because the thing is Twitter kind of comes close, because you can, people can retweet, and scrolling through Twitter, you're going to discover a lot of stuff from people you don't follow. However, it is going to primarily be people you follow. When you scroll through TikTok, it's people you don't follow, but the content that you enjoy. So it is completely different from any other social media network in terms of the fact that TikTok wants people to create good organic content, and it's going to really kind of like allow, if you create a good video and you have like 0 followers, you can still go like super viral on TikTok. It's honestly an algorithm that really, really rewards quality. And because TikTok's paid social media tools are very new and not a lot of people use it, you don't really have to compete when you kind of create organic content. You don't have to compete with like a bazillion of ads like you do on Instagram or, you know, like on Facebook, for example, if
Yeah.
anyone wanted to do content on Facebook still. So it is super interesting in a way that kind of like allows you to easily reach like a lot of people. Again, with the paid, with kind of like the paid options, you do have to be a TikTok partner or like kind of like you have to reach out to TikTok directly to be able to kind of run paid campaigns. However, like they are absolutely fantastic in terms of like the how cost effective they are. So I would strongly recommend. I know that a lot of people don't kind of see TikTok as a viable option for them for many reasons. It kind of requires you to create a very specific form of content that's very different from like just writing a tweet. Like you have to have someone, some sort of a brand ambassador, kind of like doing those videos, speaking to the camera. But if you do find like TikTok unfeasible in like the organic sense, it is still like extremely interesting in the paid sense. So I would recommend kind of like for gaming brands, genuinely, either paid or organic, but TikTok is very much worth considering.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, you talked about a bit about it there, about the possibility of going viral is almost increased exponentially on TikTok, or at least, better visibility than you'd get on Instagram as a comparison. What are those opportunities like for games creators and marketers? Like, what kind of results are possible, and what kind of results can people expect if they invest in TikTok content, do you think?
That's interesting because, like, honestly, any results are possible. Like, it's wild out there. Like, I would say that the good thing about kind of TikTok is that it is kind of primarily the people who create content are primarily Gen Zs, but they're not the people that consume. They're not like the biggest group of consumers. Basically, like millennials like to consume, Gen Zs like to create that content. So just because there is this like specific formula on like what works on TikTok and what people like to watch and what people like to consume, you can honestly get like incredible results through kind of organic through like an organic presence. But you have to keep in mind that you really need to be very authentic. And I think that like we have seen like the shift towards authenticity over the past 5 years when it comes to like social media in general. I think that like the one thing that like I really enjoy about TikTok is, while it's kind of like the antithesis of like Instagram, where it's not about looking your best
Yeah.
and like showing like a kind of like unrealistic version of yourself, but it's about literally like filming from like this angle, just like no makeup on, just woken up, that sort of stuff. So you have to also, as a brand, realize that like authenticity is what people want on TikTok, and that the only way to kind of like get like be successful is to kind of stay authentic. One good example that I can give you is like Linus Tech Tips. I know, not a brand but a YouTuber. However, his whole TikTok presence is run by like his intern, like an employee of his who's like I think 20, and she's doing an amazing job, basically like making fun of him, having a TikTok, calling him a boomer, like just being like extremely mean to him, just like saying things like, oh, I'm on TikTok on company time, like interact with this, so like I keep my job. Like that sort of like meta joking kind of a stuff that
Yeah.
really, really works. And you can honestly see a lot of studios and a lot of companies kind of going in the same like meta direction of like, this isn't a brand pretending, like this isn't like a social media network for brands pretending that their brand persona is like a, I don't know, like a real person, if you know what I mean. Like you can see who is your social media manager, like you can see the person posting and like what do they think, as opposed to like what does the brand think. It's not about like representing your brand and like being super true to like the brand identity and like the tone of voice and stuff like that. It's about like, I am an employee of this brand and I run this account and like I can joke about it, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've explained it very clearly.
No, you definitely have, and I think you're absolutely right about TikTok almost being it's like a step further up the authenticity ladder than most networks are. And there's definitely real challenges around tone of voice for TikTok.
Yeah.
And getting that right is really tricky for some people, but easy, I guess, if you've got the right social media employee, or you've got the right person, right other company helping you out with it. And I guess I want to drill into that more, really. So what do you think are the kind of the do's and don'ts of promoting your game on TikTok? Like, what's the kind of content? People always associate it with the dancing videos, the lip syncs. We know that humor does well. Like, what's the kind of content approach for TikTok? What are the things that you should definitely do and the things you should avoid?
Thank you for asking this, because I was just starting to say that like I distracted myself somehow, but I just wanted to say that like Gen Zs are very much associated with the app, and the thing about Gen Zs is that like gaming is a bigger cultural moment for them than music and film combined. So for Gen Zs, gaming and like Gen Alphas as well, I guess, if they're on TikTok, if their parents allow them to be on TikTok, is that like this is a huge kind of cultural thing. So you have to kind of ensure like there is a huge possibility of reaching this audience, because they do care about gaming and they don't see gaming as like a fringe thing anymore. Like this is a huge thing for them. But you also have to appreciate that they are very much used to kind of this is a very informal app where people are very kind of like honest and authentic. It can be difficult to crack if you're a brand. However, there's a few options that you can take. You don't necessarily have to be present on TikTok yourself in order to kind of like harness the power of TikTok. All you can do is kind of like treat TikTok creators like any other creator that like you would send like a press kit to, or like you would share game codes with. Because they are, they hold like huge sway on that platform, and they kind of, even though a lot of kind of brands, I feel like don't really treat TikTok audiences, like TikTok creators, as like a viable creator to put on their list. Like, please do, like they are incredible. But also, you just have to kind of, if you do want to take on an organic presence with TikTok, you just have to probably realize that like you need someone who is like extremely online as like the person who is going to be doing your TikTok. Like you need someone who isn't afraid to be a little bit like edgy and a little bit funny, and just kind of like if you're worried about like if your brand treats itself super seriously, or if you're worried about kind of like certain parts of like your audience like not liking this tone, like TikTok might not be for you. It is great for brands that can be quite playful with how they present themselves, aren't like afraid to kind of make fun of themselves as well. So I would say like the do is to allow the person that you're entrusting with kind of running your TikTok to be super authentic. The don't would be to try to kind of fit your tone of voice from other platforms onto TikTok, or treat yourself too seriously. That is probably not going to work, because like last tangent, I swear, but a lot of the audience, that let's say like 16 to 34s that are on TikTok, they all grew up with online advertising. Really, they are very kind of tired of it. They have seen it all, so they can catch on kind of if you're being too salesy. They will catch on like immediately, and they will like rip you to pieces. Like so that's probably something to kind of like be aware of. Like get like a Gen Z and trust them to do their job, even if they are inexperienced with other stuff, because they know what's up probably.
Yeah, I think like we've talked historically on the show before about memes, and I think TikTok has a similar quality where memes are so hard, especially in terms of like, because they can be really easy, but they can also be difficult if you don't think about them in the correct way. If you like say you take it too seriously. And there's one interesting thing you just said that I really want to underline, which I think is a fascinating thing about TikTok, and it's kind of an extrapolation of what you were saying about how the opportunity on TikTok is that anyone could go viral, anyone could get a lot of views, even if they don't go fully viral. You could get more views than you'd expect, even on a small account. Other networks like Instagram and Twitter and Twitch to a degree as well, definitely, there's a sort of a split between people that we think of as influencers and people that we don't. And it's like, if you're an influencer, you have to have this much reach. You have to have a follower list that's this big for it to be worth our time. But TikTok's a bit of a different game, isn't it? Because, like you say, anybody at all, really, whether their account's brand new and only has 10 followers, or whether they've been there and they've got millions, could be powerful for you in terms of being a sort of a streamer of your game, or someone who's going to share insight about your game.
Yeah, and I think that like when looking at content creators they want to work with on TikTok, it's more important to genuinely just like look at people who fit your vibe or like fit your brand or like fit your game, as opposed to looking at people who have like an X amount of reach. Because the thing about TikTok is like, first of all, things change very rapidly. The algorithm changes are very rapid. While big creators can kind of guarantee you that, you know, you can expect that they're gonna, you know, hit at least, let's say 100,000 views per video. There are content creators who kind of consistently produce high quality videos and they are seen by people who follow them. But by default with TikTok, your followers are not going to see what you're posting. Not all of them, definitely, but a lot of people that don't follow you are going to see it. So even if you do have a lot of followers, you are still very much relying on like people who don't know you liking your video. So it's very, very different. I can't really compare it to anything else because like no other social media platform works that way. And I think it's really interesting because it kind of keeps like the TikTok marketplace fresh, if you know what I mean. Like there's still even content creators who are established, like it's fairly easy to kind of stop being popular, but also it's easy to like start or restart your kind of popularity on TikTok. So it really kind of like that's one of the reasons why it's so addictive, because like you are going to get served like really good stuff like all the time. So yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, MJ. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to throw now to a pre-recorded segment, which is going to be us playing FIFA 21, trying to predict the results of the Euro 2020 football competition. And stick around because we'll be back in about 15 minutes to talk about the latest games industry news. Thanks very much, MJ. See you again soon. Hey, you're watching Etch Play with me, Adam Burt, and I'm joined by Pete Keating. Hello, Pete.
Hi, how's it going?
Not too bad. The sun is shining and it's nearly time for the Euro 2020 tournament taking place in 2021 due to obvious pandemic-related reasons. So we thought we would have a bash at one of the games. We're doing England versus Scotland at Wembley, which is the second game of the tournament for the Three Lions. And we're going to see how this goes. Just see who wins. I'm England. Pete's Scotland. Pete, can you do a Scottish accent for us?
No, I cannot.
Just a wee Scottish accent.
Yes, I need to keep saying that. Oh.
Here he goes. Is Sancho? Oh, there you go. That's peak England right there.
Oh, feels so weird. Have you played much FIFA?
No, I'm a real FIFA noob. I'll tell you what it is, I'm still salty over the fact that I feel like Pro Evolution was better back in 2008, and it just annoyed me that everyone wanted to play FIFA instead, so I just bailed on football games altogether.
So when I play FIFA, I love to keep the ball a lot.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Oh, that's
offside. Where's VAR?
VAR. Get back then. Why not getting back?
So yeah, if you're going to watch the tournament, it starts tomorrow on Friday the 11th of June with Turkey versus Italy, and England's first game's actually against Croatia. We thought Scotland would be more fun to do, and also Croatia don't seem to be in here for some reason. They couldn't get the rights to Croatia when they built FIFA 2021.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Ooh.
Oh!
Have a look at that.
I'd love it if he got sent off.
I mean, if Kane gets sent off, I might as well throw in the towel right now.
Oh no! Oh no! Keeper! Oh, great save! I don't know who the Scottish keeper is, but that's big.
Marshall.
We want to.
Apologies to any of our viewers in the other home counties, but we are, of course, English and supporting the England national team.
Yeah, that's why I've not really turned on the gas yet.
You're going easy on me.
Oh, no.
What's the button to... Oh, there it is. I was trying to figure out how to switch person.
Oh my god!
Man, you've got no idea
These
how to play it
linesmen.
on side.
These must be like, if we watch this back, they must be pretty good close. Where's he going with the ball?
Back here, mate.
Linesman's all the way down there. Home advantage. Home advantage. Ooh.
Oh, come on!
That was a bit cheeky, wasn't it?
Very cheeky. A
Ooh.
bit of rice.
I quite like Scotland because they've got a couple of Southampton players. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, great save again! My keeper's having an absolute blinder.
Okay.
He's going to need to as well, I think.
Well.
So have you set up your team as you'd expect the starting lineup to be on Friday?
No, I mean, I feel like it's... I haven't even looked, actually. I've just gone with what FIFA assumed. I feel like this is probably fairly accurate. I wouldn't expect... Do we think Henderson's going to start?
Am I offside again?
I don't think Henderson's going to start.
No, I don't think so either.
It doesn't seem fit. And I'm not sure about Sancho either, who I was running around as a minute ago. I mean, Kane's obviously going to feature...
I think in FIFA you always pick the really quick players anyway. Oh, why is your player all the way over on the left? Yeah, you always pick the really quick players, so you wouldn't probably pick like Foden and
Yeah.
Grealish.
Oh, nearly got it past you.
I used to be alright at the defending mechanics. This is offside timing that I'm struggling with.
There you go. Cutting inside, that's a better tactic. Oh!
Oh, Shay Adams!
1-0 to Scotland.
That would have definitely been a penalty, wouldn't it?
I think it might have been if he'd gone down.
I don't think we should be starting Tyrone Mings. Oh, it's great to see a Saints lad score though.
I mean, this
Right,
is
sharp shot.
This is our official England prediction, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
exactly. Well,
on the 18th, is it, this game? I hope it doesn't go.
yeah.
Doesn't go this way.
Friday night. Oh, Sanchez quick. Robertson's quick as well though. The old captain. Oh, you love a slide tackle.
I do love a slide tackle. Slide tackle's the best bit, and it makes me sad that they don't do many slide tackles
It is
nowadays.
the most satisfying thing when you pull it off. Oh!
Oh, that was risky.
Oh! No!
Overhit.
Slow! Oh! Go on, Armstrong, get going.
Pope in goal here. We're probably expecting Pickford to play, though, I imagine, right?
Yeah. I think you just put out your weaker team against me.
We got Mason Mount playing. He's pretty good. Got
Yeah, true. Watch this for a ping. Oh,
that was nice. I
this
feel like you're
is
playing
getting
better
tricky.
than Scotland will actually play. No offense, Scotland.
Oh no. I think Scotland got a good side. Chip. Oh.
Oh,
He's offside. He's offside. No. That'd have been a great goal.
that
That'd have been a
was
great goal.
that was good.
I've got a lot of revenge on my agenda, to be fair, after he beat me at the NFL. So
Yeah, when we predicted the Super Bowl, I won that, and you are hungry for this win.
yeah, this is our
What's he
new
doing?
new rivalry. Up there with Ali and Fraser. Australia versus England in the cricket.
Half time, Scotland with the 1-0 lead.
I mean, you've had your chances. You've had like my goalie's made some pretty good saves. It's possession though. That's how I like to play.
Yeah. Here we go, second half.
Here we go then. Can I hold on? Who do you think's going to win the Euros as a whole?
I think France. I think they've got
I think they are
the strongest
definitely the
team, good balance of old and young players.
I'm going dark horse Portugal.
You can't write off Ronaldo. You just can't write him off.
They've got such a good team as well. You should look at all their players. Probably the best defender, great midfielders.
Oh, that was awful. I almost want to sub Mings off for that.
I'm surprised you didn't sub him off already. Chip. Oh, it's offside again! Like, I'm so close to watching the replays on this because
If you're watching
they can't
this,
be that far away.
why don't you post in the chat if you think Pete's offside or not?
Definitely not offside. I'm looking forward to watching this back. Submit a bug report to FIFA. EA, sorry.
If you were Gareth Southgate in charge of the three lions this weekend, if you were in charge, would you be putting Grealish in this weekend?
Yes, 100%. I think he's going to be critical to our tournament success. He's so good on the ball. I don't think anyone's as good as he is on the ball. We've got some great ball players, to be fair. Oh, it's exciting. Just hope the challenge is always going to be how they mix them in.
Yeah. Football is coming home. One of these days, it's coming home. Oh,
am I offside again? Oh my god! This is ridiculous. That couldn't have been offside.
I mean, if you try, do you know what the offside rule is, Pete? Is that your problem?
Where's the VAR check on this? Like, I've just scored a goal. I assume they haven't got VAR in FIFA yet.
I don't know actually. This is FIFA 21.
I mean, they should have it right every time, really.
No, I think it'd be funnier if in the game VAR just got it wrong regularly. Oh no!
Probably another penalty in there, maybe. Che Adams sinks it again. Maybe he's the.
I mean, if this is how it goes in real life, I'm going to be devastated. If Scotland beat us 2-0,
yeah,
it's going to.
On a Friday night at Wembley. Oh, what a block! The Scottish have got heart, though, haven't they? They'll throw their bodies in front of everything. Oh, I see the run. But he is not offside. Oh, good. Oh.
He's done me. He's done me. Oh no.
Noban would appreciate those silky skills if he's watching.
Yeah, you tried to do a bit of Lionel Messi there, just walk it all the way
he
in.
might be offside. Yeah, he's offside. I agree with that one. That one, he's offside.
I mean, half this video is just going to be offside calls at this rate.
They have a touchy, don't they? But like lower it down, make it look realistic. Oh, you're going to give it to Mings. No. Right decision, I think. What a ball that is. Right, let's try and end Harry Kane's tournament. Oh!
Hey, he's got one back.
Go. Harry Kane. I mean, he probably should be running to get the ball, not kicking down the corner flag. Right, 10 minutes, Adam.
Here we go. Can England make it a draw?
I think my boys are feeling a bit leggy as well. Oh. Oh no, this isn't good.
Oh, nearly got you.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll cut it out.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Oh! Oh, good tackle, Adam.
Well in. Are you running down the clock?
I was trying to work out what I've got to do. Back in the day, you used to have like an arrow and all sorts. I didn't know what I was doing there.
Yeah, the free kick and corner stuff does seem to be a little bit streamlined in this one.
Yeah. I really don't want to give the ball to Harry Kane. He's dangerous now.
I'm just going to stay as Kane and just chase you around the field.
Oh, little reverse. He is not offside. Oh, great save from Pope.
Oh, there it is.
I've done it!
2-1 to Scotland.
Scotland. Well, let's hope it's not like that. But
that's the official Let's Play prediction. If it comes true, I mean, if you want to put a bet on, maybe bet on that and share your winnings with us if you win. Kane tried, but it just wasn't enough. Good game. Che Adams, man of the match. That's all for this. If you are watching the Euros, hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on a future Etch Play video. Thanks, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you're back watching the Etch Play Weekly live show. That countdown was not supposed to happen. This is the probably best live show on the internet about video games. There are others, but ours is pretty good. And I'm joined now by Ben Joy to talk about all the latest weekly industry news. Ben, how are you?
Well, thank you. I was happy that you did the countdown thing, because that's what I've always been scared of doing when I post it, and I haven't done it once. So,
yeah, hosting the show is a hard gig. What can I say? We're here to tell you all about all the latest industry news, like I said. So let's get straight into it, because it's E3 Eve almost. You know, like E3 starts tomorrow, Summer Games Fest starts tonight. We're on the brink of these big trade expositions, all digital this year, obviously, getting underway. And the Summer Games Fest kicks off tonight with a live stream starting at 7 PM. Over the next few days, we'll be seeing press conferences from the likes of Koch Media, Ubisoft, Xbox, which will now include Bethesda. And in a blog post today, Xbox promised an expansion of Game Pass to include streaming directly on smart TVs, as well as a try before you download option on the Xbox platform itself, and a goal of launching one first-party game onto the service every quarter. So we're expecting to see a lot of games in their presentation on Sunday. Ben, are you excited for E3 season? Are you excited for Summer Games Fest? Are you excited to find out what's coming next from the world of video games?
Not really. Yes, I am. I'm very, I'm very excited. To tell you what, I don't actually like video games. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm very excited. It's always an exciting time of the year. Obviously, we didn't get E3 last year because of COVID, so it's great that it's coming back, albeit in a digital format. So, yeah, it is exciting, and I think it is. We've spoken before about how some companies necessarily aren't going to be at E3, but we now have the Summer Games Fest, and we have all these other like mini events that happen around the same kind of time, which is nice, even if it's not all E3. Like it still feels like the games community is coming together, even if they're not coming together in the same place. So I'm really excited. I'm sure there's going to be lots of cool announcements coming out from the various companies. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good.
And good luck to any of our game developer friends out there who may be watching on Catch Up or on Twitch, who are unveiling something at this year's event in any form. We wish you the best of luck with all your announcements. There's always at least one big leak before a games industry trade show, and it seems like maybe the victim this time is Ubisoft, who have accidentally let the cat out of the bag, or should I say the Battlecat out of the bag, because they've got a new game called, well, it's codenamed Battlecat. And we don't know much about it, but we do know that it's reportedly a crossover event combining the Splinter Cell franchise, Ghost Recon franchise, and the Division franchise into a single multiplayer title. So leaked images, which we're not going to share here because they are illegal, show Splinter Cell's Echelon as playable characters, as well as Breakpoint's Wolves and the Division's Cleaners and Outcasts, who are all factions from the games. We're actually not sure if this is going to make an appearance at Ubisoft's Forward event, which is on Saturday, but you can watch it live at 8 PM at Saturday UK time if you want to find out for yourself whether that's going to show up. Ben, are you excited for Battlecat?
I am actually. I haven't played any of the latest versions of these franchises. I've never played any of the Division, but when I was younger, me and my brother, we played a lot of Splinter Cell games and Ghost Recon as well. So I'm excited to see how they're going to merge them together. It sounds like that could be pretty cool. Disappointed for them if it was an accidental leak. We've spoken before about sometimes leaks aren't necessarily a leak. It's been fed to the press. I think in this instance, it was so close to an event, a genuine leak. So I feel sorry for them if that is the case, especially when you work so hard on something and you're super excited to announce it, and then just before it's kind of out there. So disappointed for them. Hopefully they don't feel too down. It still sounds like it's going to be, people are still going to be hyped for it, even if they know it's coming or not, to find out more. Because obviously, as you said, we don't know an awful lot about it yet. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. It sounds like it could be a very cool game. So
yeah, definitely. Staying in leak territory, we spoke on the show a little while ago about Cyberpunk's rocky road to release and the bugs that have plagued the title, as well as the ransomware attack that CD Projekt Red suffered, who were the developers. Some of that data from that hack has now surfaced on the internet, and it includes a series of meme-esque videos created by the developers and QA teams at CDPR, essentially making fun of the game's bugs. We're not going to share the video here because they're only public as a result of an illegal hack. We're showing you some other footage of the game. And videos like this are actually fairly commonplace. A number of other studios have made humorous bug compilation videos during development, either for internal enjoyment or sometimes public release as a way to generate some fun social media content. The difficulty and difference for Cyberpunk, of course, is that a lot of these bugs weren't actually fixed before the game came out, and they also maybe don't entirely gel with the comments made by CD Projekt Red's board about how they didn't see many bugs during the QA process before go live. It kind of highlights that maybe that wasn't entirely correct. I'm choosing my words very carefully. Recent times have seen CDPR admit they're not actually sure when the game might return to PlayStation stores. It was removed due to the issues and the resulting refund policy, and it's yet to be re-added, although some sources claim that the process of getting it re-added has begun. What do you make of this, Ben?
yeah, I think you're right. It's just unfortunate because it doesn't quite fit the narrative of what's been said, and as you said, the fact that a lot of the bugs weren't actually fixed. So it can seem like the company's like, haha, look at these bugs, and then buy it anyway, which is that's a narrative that people will spin, and that's not going to be the case. I think what people need to remember is the people who work on the game are human beings like you and me in our everyday job. We do things and they're like, oh, that looks funny, I've done it wrong, I'll get someone to look at this because it's funny. We're humans, that's the way we interact. And as you said, these videos are commonplace. They happen all the time. You see loads of them on YouTube and stuff. Like people like them. They're enjoyable. So I think I totally understand if people are going to be frustrated, being like, "Oh, they were mocking these bugs and they didn't fix them." Yes, be frustrated at the company. Don't take aim at the people who have been working on it, because we all would do this. It's just everyday work in life. We're human beings. That's what we find enjoyment in. So
and I'm sure when the videos were made, they probably had every intention of fixing them. Obviously, some of these videos, they're from varying parts of the development process. Some of them are really early, some of them are quite recent. So who knows exactly when they came from as well. But yeah, tough times for CDPR continuing. We talked about E3 and about big game announcements and trailers. Coming out of the gate early is Battlefield 2042, which was revealed yesterday. The game will support 128 players playing together on current generation consoles like the Series X and PlayStation 5, which will be limited, I should say, to 64 players on older consoles like Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We're giving you a bit of the trailer in the background right now. The trailer is bonkers. And it promises levels with kind of large-scale cinematic events like tornadoes and rockets launching and robot dogs you got in there. So hopefully an exciting time. It definitely seems to be a trailer that's resonating with fans so far. Ben, what do you think?
I watched the trailer earlier today when I knew we were going to be talking about it, and I think it looks, as you said, it looks insane. That it's like a 5-minute long trailer, and there is just stuff happening constantly all over the place. Sometimes it's difficult to know where to look. There is that many things going on. It looks, like I said, it looks bonkers. The robot dog I really liked. My only criticism with the trailer is when I was watching, I was like, oh, this sounds like it should shoot into Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart. And then as it went kind of through, I was like, oh, it is, but it's doing it really slowly. And I was like, no, just let the song go. It's such a good, pumping, powerful song. Get you hyped up. But I really liked it. I've never played any of the Battlefield games. I haven't played the original 2041 versions of the game, so I don't know whether I'll understand this one. But
you need to explain a video on YouTube, the previous 2000 games in 10 minutes.
But I think it looks really cool. It looks, if the gameplay is, anything resembling what we see, because it's very much a cinematic trailer. At times, it does go into like the first-person mode, and I was like, is that the gameplay or is that cinematic first person? But it looks really cool, and I haven't played a Battlefield game before. I might play one now because that trailer got me pumped up. It was that intense and insane. It looks an awful lot of fun.
You heard one bit of Motley Crue and you were like, take my money.
I'm in.
Last news story for today then. We always like to end things in the news segment with a story about games for good, and this is based on our belief that games can be a powerful force for good in the world and they can do great things. This week we want to highlight itch.io's bundle for Palestinian aid. We've talked about the situation in Palestine on the show before. This bundle has been put together by Toad House Games founder Alana Linaire and contains, over 1,000 games alongside dev tools, assets, soundtracks, and more. And it's raised so far over $500,000 for Palestinian aid, which is a fantastic achievement. So congratulations to everyone involved. Some of the games include Nuclear Throne, VVVVVV, Minute, Signs of the Sojourner, and Piku Niku from Devolver Digital. The bundle costs $5 and is available to purchase on itch.io until Friday, June 11th, which is tomorrow. So if you're watching this now, or you're watching this before Friday, and you want to get involved, you want to donate some money to the Palestinian situation, you want to get some great games for it, head over to itch.io. We'll put a link in the chat in a second as well. Just make sure you can find that. And congratulations to everyone involved. Really important cause and really exceptional financial contribution that we're able to make as an industry. So that's really exciting, really happy for us to report. Before we go, just want to say that next week, obviously, we'll be looking back on everything that's happened in E3. So if you're excited about E3 or the Summer Games Fest or any of the situation stuff that's going on, any of the press conferences, trailers, demos that we can expect to see over the next few days, we'll be back next week to recap all of it, and the man with the plan himself, Dan Thomas, is going to be right here on the show with an E3 panel talking about all the best marketing from E3, so highlighting the best trailers and the best concepts, the best things people did. So it'll be the one-stop shop that you need to catch up on all things E3 and Summer Games Fest, so don't miss it. If you follow us already on Twitch, congratulations, you're a very special person. If you don't, why not now? The purple button's in the lower right as we speak. It's down there. If you press it, we'll give you a shout out at some point when we see your name on there, and we'll love you forever. That's the deal. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can also subscribe on there. All our catch-up stuff's on there. You can watch old episodes. If you think, 3 weeks ago was the best we ever did, you can watch that one. If you think today's the best we ever did, watch it again. And we'll be back next week at 4 p.m. as usual. Ben, do you want to say anything? You want to say goodbye?
I do. Just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat who joined us, and thank you to MJ. That was a really great discussion earlier on TikTok. I learned a lot, so thank you for everyone's time and MJ's time. Thanks for your time, Adam. You did a great job of hosting it, even if you did put the countdown in twice, but we won't dwell on that. Goodbye.
I put the countdown in again at the end just for fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
I'm going to film you on TikTok and make fun of you all day. That's my new job. I'm going to speak to Dan about it.